trans friends.
So why did you walk into me like that?
You're looking for problems and you're purposely antagonizing me.
Am I?
So I'm gonna give you a minute and then I'm gonna call the cops. Because you was going in that direction and now you're following me to this location and I'm gonna stand here for 1 minute.
You antagonize me.
Okay, what's your name?
You're a black woman calling a
What's
cop
your
on a
name?
trans woman, and I just want you to
What's
think.
your name?
I want you to think about that.
Okay,
You're a black woman calling a cops
go ahead.
on a trans woman.
Continue to walk.
And I want you to think about that.
We're at 37 seconds.
I'm gonna pray for you.
I'm going to hang.
Because
I'm gonna stop recording at 1 minute and I'm gonna call the cops if you're still in my area. I haven't offended you in any way.
You hit me on the sidewalk with your body. You hit me.
Honey.
It's not honey anymore, bitch. It's not honey.
Okay.
It's not honey, bitch.
We're just gonna patiently wait for the cops.
Yes, we are.
This is getting...
You're a hypocrite.
It's
You're
getting
a liberal
little bit more
hypocrite.
aggressive.
You're a bitch. Yeah, I am aggressive. I have PTSD, bitch.
Okay,
You slept with the wrong tranny today, bitch.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's what you should be doing, and you should be deleting that fucking video.
I will not, because I feel...
I have a lawyer. I have 2 and 3 lawyers, honey. I will sue your pants off,
I'm not gonna speak
bitch.
anymore, okay?
I will sue your pants off.
I'm not speaking anymore.
Good. I risk my life every day getting ready in the morning, and you have the temerity to hit me with your body.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but my hands are shaking because I have anxiety currently because of this individual is not
You
leaving
need
me
to
alone.
go. You need therapy. And you know what? You'd be better off in the hood because the hood people, they know how to act.
Okay.
They know how we treat each other. You went to Bard. You have a master's, you have an MBA.
I am currently starting to shake more because this individual would not leave me alone.
Fuck you! I have PTSD from being assaulted by people like you. And by that I mean insecure assholes. I'm not a racist in case that's where you're gonna, racist trans woman attacks me on sidewalk. You assaulted me on the sidewalk and then you called the
I think I
cops on
see
me.
lights coming down.
Good. Taking so long. I looked better than you, and you couldn't handle it because you have internalized misogyny, internalized femphobia, internalized homophobia. You're an angry young lady. You're an angry young woman, and I really wish we could be friends. But that does not give you the right to hit me on the sidewalk, which is what you did. You assaulted me, ma'am. Yeah, please. I'm really looking forward to seeing this performance. Masterclass, I think.
Did you see that video? Did you see how the trans-identified male up and down her as if she were an intruder on the street? Did you see that she was literally shaking in the street when in interaction with this trans-identified male? The trans-identified male and her probably bumped shoulders in New York City, as we all do, because New York City is a very crowded place. And instead of this trans-identified male walking away, she walked away, and the trans-identified male proceeded to follow her and harass her or confront her on the video. And this is their behavior in New York City, especially to Black women. And Black women don't talk enough about it. You know why? Because Black women are hell-bent on not being canceled. They don't want to be canceled. They don't want any problems. And a lot of them are in fear. This is their behavior in New York City, though. In New York City, if you don't walk around and bow down to the trans-identified male, you have hell to pay in the streets. And everyone will side with the trans-identified male over you. But here you are all over the internet claiming that the trans-identified male and your experience as a Black woman is the same experience. Therefore, everyone should accept the trans-identified male and female spaces because he is the new Black woman in today's society. This is what Black women are advocating for. So when you watch the video, what is her first sentence to him? I have trans friends. I have trans friends. I'm an ally. I'm an ally. You're not an ally. And I'm going to keep saying it, and I don't give a shit who doesn't like it. You're not an ally. What you are is scared. You don't want to be canceled. You don't want to be doxxed. You don't want any problems. And this is what you have to do to avoid all of those things with the trans-identified male. Mind you, the trans-identified female doesn't behave like this. Not in New York City anyway. The trans-identified female is silent. She's a ghost. And her behavior is so night and day different from the trans-identified male. Why is that? Why is that? If you are in New York City right now and you bump shoulders with a trans-identified female, no one gives a shit. She doesn't give a shit, you don't give a shit, you move on with your day. It's New York City, people bump into each other all the time. It's a crowded place. But the trans-identified female in this video followed the biological black female, and I don't give a fuck if you think that it's a dog whistle. I'm gonna say biological female because a lot of the times we don't know who we are anymore because of them. We have no idea who we are because we have men, again, telling women what to think and how to fucking believe. You have to reject the noise, reject the lies, and think for yourself. There's a reason why he followed her from point A to point B to interrogate her and to check her, if you will, because don't you see, they live for the check. And what did he say in the video? You're jealous of me because I look better than you and you're insecure. That's always what it is with them. It's always about looks. It's always about appearance. It's always about performing femininity. It's always about that with them. They're not women. They do not respect women. They do not like women. And you see it clearly in this video. And this is not the first video that I've seen like this. But I just posted this one because I love the fact that she's on the street and she's saying to this person, I'm an ally. I love you guys. I have trans friends. Where are your fucking trans friends now? And do you think that the trans friends you have will side with you over another trans-identified male? So delusional. They will not. They will not. Because no one wants to be canceled. No one wants to be hurt. No one wants to be doxxed. No one wants to be assaulted on the internet and lose community and lose friends like all of the women in the West 4B group that I'm running right now. Every woman in that group was a previous fucking ally until they got into a situation like this with a trans-identified male and they were bullied and they were made to feel afraid. You're not an ally, you're scared. You're scared. And this is what's so sad about it all. Black women are all over the place screaming, you have to include the trans-identified male. You have to include him because he's just like us. And what black women went through historically in the United States is the same thing that the trans-identified male is going through right now. And if you don't agree, if you don't support him, you're a white supremacist, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a TERF, you're a transphobe. And homeboy in the street looked her up and down and said, bitch, you're from the hood. You are from the fucking hood. Right? And she's recording the whole thing and she's shaking. And this is how you know that she's in confrontation with the trans-identified male, because trust me, if she was in that same argument with a black woman, she would have knocked her upside her head already. It would have been a fight in the street. It would have been two women fighting. But because she knows that this is a trans-identified male, all she can do is stay silent and record and be petrified for her life in that street. This video is remarkable. I love this video, and I'm going to keep saying it. A lot of black women, you're not allies. You're just scared. You're just scared. You have a big platform. You don't want to lose your followers. You don't want to lose your online community. You don't want to lose your friends like I did in West 4B, where all of the women who I thought were 4B in West 4B, none of them are West 4B anymore. A lot of them decided that the trans-identified male and what he's going through in America right now is bigger than women and their liberation. I'm going to side with the trans-identified male and West 4B. You're a bigot, you're a TERF, you're a horrible person because you won't affirm these men and say that biological women don't exist, because that's what they want me to say for West 4B. Biological women don't exist, but guess what? I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because it's a fucking lie. It's a fucking lie, and I'm not going to say it. You could say it because you're choosing to bow down in front of them, but I would not bow down. I won't bow down in front of them because I don't have to. Right? I don't have to. Get into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. I love this video. I love it because the whole time she's crying that she's an ally. She's crying that she has trans friends. Every woman in the group right now for West 4B, they were the same type of woman. Black women who loved the trans-identified male, who felt that they were allies, and then it just ended. It just ended. A lot of them were victims of bullying. A lot of them were, and then they started to investigate what they were believing in, and boom, it's over. It's over. And this is the reason why you do not want them in your spaces. A lot of the times they are very fucking dramatic. This happens all of the time in New York City. People bump into each other. It's not a big deal, but never when someone bumps into you in New York City, do you then go follow them down the block and confront them. If a man bumped into him, I sincerely doubt that he would follow a man down a dark alley and say, "Excuse me, sir, you bumped into me." He deliberately did this to intimidate her. Right? He did this to intimidate her. And this is the issue. This is why he don't want them around, because a lot of them are filled to the brim with drama. They're filled to the brim with anxiety, depression, angst. He even said it. "I have post-traumatic stress, bitch, and I'm gonna sue the pants off of you." Why? Because somebody brushed you in the street? This is their behavior. Let me know what you think. Get into the comment section. Like, share, subscribe.